Welcome to another episode of Startup Showcase. My name is Amit and I am a CTO at the AI advisory team at Microsoft for startups. Today, I'm proud to present Oren Aharon, the CEO of Aharon. Aharon is a great generative video company. They started back then in 2019 when it was only called Synthetic Humans, and the industry evolved a lot since then. Oren.
Hey Amit, great to be here. Thank you for having us here in the Pegasus program. So as you just mentioned, we started 2019. Back then, there was like deep fake stuff or synthetic human, but I think we are celebrating right now like a year for generative AI. ChatGPT started exactly a year ago, and everything evolved from that point. And Aharon is at the cutting edge of the generative AI video, which basically is an umbrella of all of these technologies of text to text, text to image, text to voice, and we'll talk about that as well, all under the video creation platform. And in our platform, as you mentioned, it's both the synthetic human and the generative video altogether.
You create an A to Z kind of solution.
Right.
So you're not only creating the chat, like in ChatGPT, or the images in DALL-E, you create an entire solution for who? Who is your main customer in a company?
Yes, exactly. So from first day, our vision was to go and basically solve the problem of content teams inside large companies, inside enterprises. And these content teams are actually evolving with GPT and with generative AI as well, because obviously now they are being able to create any image they would like to have in their content, any text and so forth. And what is these content teams do? So you find like few content teams in every big company, and it's like all across the board. You have the content teams who are doing it for internal use, like learning and development teams under the HR. And they're using it to train people, train the salespeople, train the customer success people. This is one option. Another option for content team is obviously marketing. So in marketing, you have like this high brand video that you create once a while, but most of the content of these teams is for product marketing, to explain a product. It could be in the website, it could be in email marketing, it could be in social. That requires huge amount of videos to be created on a daily basis, and bringing the professionals and editing these complex videos takes a lot of time and a lot of money. And these content teams want to move forward. They want to create these videos by themselves very fast. And you can also see it in sales enablement in other places where, for example, you can clone the salesperson. You can clone the customer success person and turn him into a character inside his content. And we will talk about how we connect these capabilities to CRMs today and basically charge, send huge amount of videos to customers, replying to their questions, outreaching for sales and so forth. So all of these applications are under the enterprise umbrella. You see it in every organization, and this is what we sell to these companies.
So you talked about the CRM, and public companies in that size work all around the world.
Exactly.
So what do you do with that?
And we can go, through that into a demo that will showcase and basically explain how it works.
So I'd love to see a demo,
yeah.
And then I have some more questions for you. But I think that the audience really like what have you been doing?
Yeah, sure. So if you see my screen here and basically demoing our product, which is our one product, you can see it's like a kind of a video. Basically, content teams come in and without having deep knowledge about video capture, as we are doing right now in the studio, without having abilities in editing or in choosing templates and so forth, they can go in and create a high-end, as you said, A to Z solution for their content needs. So as you can see on my screen, we have learning and development as a section because we are serving these customers with their templates, but we have product marketing as well, sales and so forth. And let's take one example of the salesperson. So let's say you and your team, and for your team, basically we build the workspaces and you can invite team members. All of these options are in the system so you can work together, manage the project, actually an internal Slack that we've built into the product. So you take all of these capabilities and you start by choosing one of the templates. Let's say desk presenter sales outreach template, which here, as I'm showing you right now, on existing example, we just created one before we started this meeting. So this template is basically a template for sales outreach. Any person could capture himself. So she is one of our employees in the company, the person that you see here on the screen. And we just uploaded a character by choosing her character and choosing Jessie here. And that's it. She's here. And now we can take her voice. So we have Jessie voice, and all together creates her character. Now, as the text goes here, we basically build it in a way where we can pull in from the CRM system the name. So it's Amit, your role as a CTO, and your organization, Microsoft for Startups. And then we basically prompt or take content from your team. It could be the assets, it could be the text, and create this nice sales outreach where we offer, for a joke, OpenAI package together with R1 as a package for the holidays. So we package them and bundle them and sell them as a sales outreach example.
Just before you show, it took him like 5 minutes before we started. He said, do you want to see a quick demo? And we are joking about ChatGPT for Microsoft employees. And he's created this amazing video in under 5 minutes using, we'll talk about Azure and how it all helps you operate and do it so much fast. But can you show us what happened after our little chat?
So let me just say one word before. So we chose the character and we created everything. We put the assets in the scenes. We chose the scenes. We played with the text a bit. All from, can be connected to the CRM. And now we generated the video. Out of this generated video, we got this example. Let's see it. As it plays and the sound is collected, we basically see Jessie sitting in the office. Background is an office background. She's talking, describing the product, and now like offering it for people and for teams. It's very easy to create. It's very easy to edit. Let's say you want to change something. Let's say you didn't like the style of the video, so you want to change the style. It's very easy. You just go here on the magic wand and let's make it more fun. That sounds good. So we change the text to fun. For example, here, let's say change the text to fun. And once the text changes, we can prompt. Nice. We can prompt it again and create another video. Every video that is being created is linked to all the channels, destinations that you are familiar with. You can download in any format, and basically, very easy solution. You can bring in your brand, bring the colors, add music, and everything is for people who understand content, but actually don't have background in video. And this is what we solve.
So this is great and saves a lot of time and effort. It can really scale. For example, like now this is the holiday season, so exactly. There is a lot of trends that need to be demanded in just a few minutes. But I wanted to ask you more about the lessons that you have learned. You have been one of the first startups to use Azure OpenAI. I would like to know what's your take on that. What's do, what do not, about adopting new technologies, general.
Yeah. So when we started, as I said, like in the beginning, ChatGPT is just celebrating 1 year. Before that period, before we actually been there, it was very hard to explain and convince people, what it means. So I think one of the great things that OpenAI and ChatGPT actually created is the trust in these technologies. There was a trust, and then were like a few months of like untrust, like people will be replaced. But now everybody clearly understands that it's like a tool for teams and not replacing anyone. And same here, like with our technology, it's like another layer in this stack of generative AI capabilities. And as a lessons for people who are trying to build these kinds of products, I think there are few options here. There is the option where you really build a product and verticalize it to some specific use, which is a good idea because eventually it's like core tech, which goes with the product and you solve a problem. And this is a good approach for anyone who's coming into this technology. Our situation was a bit different because when we started, we're like basically generating the first virtual human, both face and voicing together. So it was very early on, and this is why we needed to build all the tech stack. We needed to build the foundational models by ourselves. We needed to build the cloud infrastructure for GPU rendering. on Microsoft Azure, obviously. So we need to build all of these layers. But today, I think it's grown up, like matured, and you can basically choose and pick these technologies and basically think of it as any other product that you are building in the startup community and world.
So do you think that because you started early using the latest tech and there is the part of first users and early adapters, would you recommend it? What will be the best time to use a new technology, in your opinion, after building a cutting-edge technology for 5 years?
Yeah, you mean like what will be the best time to use it in?
So when using a new technology, for example, you have a scaling problem. I remember when you just started, Azure OpenAI wasn't scalable. Now it's not the case. But there was a lot of birth child issues at the beginning. So when you are tackling new technology, it has to be with them. You want to be the most cutting edge, but on the other, sometimes those tech are still in beta phase. So what is your lesson learned from that?
Yeah, exactly. So actually, we are still learning them. It's nothing is basically safe and proof, because if you are developing in our space, you know that we are a SaaS service built on top of other SaaS services, which are built on top of other SaaS services, and GPUs go up and down. Things happen. So one of the things you must build into your product is the ability to basically be very stable. This is very important because obviously when you're working with end customers and they are waiting there for their video to happen, couldn't really happen where the voices supplier doesn't work, or the GPUs on some region doesn't work. So the main problem, the main thing that you need to build, and this is what I think all of the industry is currently feeling or experimenting with, is the ability to give or to provide a service which is stable every day, every moment. And this is totally different. This is a true product. This is totally different than a POC where you connect stuff and it works, but there is a big difference there. And coming into new technologies and implementing them so fast into our product is a big challenge. And I think today, as these technologies are maturing, it will be better and better, but there is always the next cutting edge. So that's the main challenge that these companies will experiment.
So I want to ask you the last question, and it's going to be very difficult. Why have you chose to build your own foundation model? For that, foundation model is a very huge model. It costs a lot of money to train, and it's very risky. So for startups that want to create foundation models, why do that and why don't?
I think that's one of the major decisions you make when you are thinking about you're building your company. Are you building an application layer, verticalized, and then everything is about execution, or are you building core tech and from that core tech building the entire company? When we started, there was nothing else to take. I mean, we couldn't even create the simplest generative AI virtual human. It took us something like weeks to create the first one, and every video took a lot of time. And as time goes by, you start, building these foundational models and making them better and better, and they start growing because you want to cover more and more use cases. The best way to think about it in our space is our Gen 3, which we are now moving into Gen 4. Our Gen 3 is like talking human. You put in the text and you get the virtual human talking. Gen 4 is already walking and gesturing, and light is changing on the face. A lot of things are moving around. This is much more complex, and this is why the foundation model of Gen 4 is 7 billion parameters. Wow. Once we move into emotions, and you want to make me smile and then slow down a bit and then react differently throughout the video to make it more, let's say, engaging and real, it will grow to 50 billion. That's the problem that we are solving. And why we want to grow with these capabilities, because we don't want just to do, let's say, learning and development videos, which are very basic internal videos, which, just need the talking head. That's it. Once you move into product marketing, which is one of our greatest aspects of templates and content that we create. Or once you move into salesperson, it must be more engaging, more interesting, and this is why you need a better model and more complex and human-like model. Just to finish with that, we estimate that in a year from today, 12 months from today, you wouldn't be able to actually detect or recognize if you're talking with a virtual human or a real human. That's what our assumption. This is how we build our foundation model.
So I would summarize it. Necessity is the mother of all invention. So
Yeah, exactly.
You had to create a foundation model and in order to create your IP and your product. This is amazing. Your product is amazing, but it seems like what you are saying is that we're just in the beginning of it. Oren, I have a question for you. You've been to the venture capital world before, opening a startup. You're now an entrepreneur. You saw the roller coaster from behind the scenes, and now you're on the scene. So if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and why did you jump into the water?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question because, as you mentioned, I've been creating startups, few before becoming an investor, and then a few years in that field where we met, and later on creating Aharon as a founder. So I think looking into experiences that you can, live and create. One of the best things is to be a creator, to build stuff, and I don't see any other type of work or place that give you so many, let's say, insights and benefits, and you fight every day for building your company and building your product. And as we mentioned in the past, when we started, nobody really understood what we are actually trying to do. It was all around this game of avatars, I think, or deepfakes or whatever. And we had a very clear course of what we want to build, and this is what we sell today. So I think having a vision and basically making it come to reality is something so satisfying that I don't find in any other job or work or place. So this is the main reason.
I remember in 2019 you have a great tech IP, but there wasn't still a product market fit. You had exactly. A strong team. You still have a strong team, and it's amazing to see your journey from building the best people in the video creation until now that you have been a company that sells to big enterprises. So IP technology can be a product. You convinced
exactly.
me if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. And one more thing which you mentioned right now in the way you mention it, it's you see a lot of IP technology being packaged today. ChatGPT is one, and other companies are doing it. Jasper and OpenAI and other companies are doing it, or text to image or text to voice. What we try to do with Aharon is to build an A to Z solution. It's a bit more complicated because the SLA is totally different. When you think about this product, the other ones which I mentioned, you can play with it, you can try again and again and again and again. You can, didn't like the image, so you're trying another prompt, and now it's better. This means that nothing is secure, right? You just took the amazing technology, all of these runway companies and others, or DALL-E and so forth. You take these amazing technologies and package them in a very simple way, and everything is trial and error, and you get the end result, and then you go and edit it into your product or to your solution. What we've built here is another aspect or another level of this product. We don't just give you the elements, we give you the final product which needs to work from first or second try. And this is a complexity level which we achieved, which we are very happy with, but it's a different SLA than all the other products that you see in the market today. So we are very proud in this journey that we've done.
So I want to tell you, thank you very much for your time, and continue forward with your amazing startup. For all the startups that haven't joined Founders Hub yet, you can join Microsoft for Startup program and enjoy all the benefits that we give startup, from Azure OpenAI to VMs and GPUs, LinkedIn Premium, and so on. Also, I was mentioning that Oren and his company Our one is part of Pegasus program. Pegasus is an advanced startup program that helps startups succeed not only on tech, also at getting into new markets. They are one of the best startups that we have on that program. So again, thank you, Oren, and have a great day, everybody. See you in the next episode of Startup Showcase.